Dear students, last time we started to learn noun phrase, and while learning noun phrase I talked about the two important things. The first is function of a noun phrase in a clause, and then I was talking about the structure of noun phrase. So structure of the noun phrase is shown in this image. M in curved in bracket having asterisk mark, in the middle H, again M capital asterisk mark and curve bracket, then the whole structure is put, because it is structure of a phrase, it is put in the round bracket. So this is called pre-modifier. This is head and this is post modifier. Now in my last videos I talked about head and pre-modifiers, who functions or which class of word functions as head and as a pre-modifier in a noun phrase. Now today we are going to talk about the post modifier. So if you have notebook, write down post modifiers in an NP. This is we are going to learn today post modifiers, the modifiers that comes after the head word. Now see, for example, men in the town are unkind. Now this is a clause, and you know that men in the town, this is the phrase which is a noun phrase. Now here you understand that men is head word and this in the town is a prepositional phrase. Here the prepositional phrase functions as post modifier in this noun phrase, and this is the example. So prepositional phrase functions as post modifier in a noun phrase. Now one more example. The boy who loves music is an orphan. Now this is a clause or say sentence. Now in this sentence you identify that this is a noun phrase total which functions as subject in this clause. Here is verb and here is complement. Now important thing is that in this noun phrase, this who loves music is a clause. So this noun phrase contains a clause and which is called a relative clause. In your module 6, we are going to study this type of clauses, relative clause, in detail. Right now, you just learn that even a relative clause, see, even a relative clause can function as a post modifier in a noun phrase. Now, one more example. The books downstairs are not in good condition. In good condition. Now, in this clause or sentence, the books from the to the downstairs, this forms this noun phrase. And this word, if you identify the class of this word, is an adverb. Because here it shows the position of the books, and here it functions as post modifier. Do you see? So what we learn from this example, even adverbs can come as post modifiers in noun phrase. Now let's take the fourth example. See, for example, something strong is needed to pick this object. Now you see, this is a clause or say a sentence. In it, you see that something is needed. This makes something strong. This make a noun phrase in which the strong word, which is adjective by class, functions as modifier in this noun phrase. So this shows that even you should write down these all examples, that even adjectives can function as post modifiers in noun phrase. Now let's see another example. They read more books than they can buy books. Now you see that they read books. If you concentrate on the structure of this clause, basic sentence pattern of this clause, which I have made a separate video on basic sentence pattern, you will see that this they is subject here and read is verb here, and something from this to this is a noun phrase. Do you understand? Which functions as object in this sentence or clause. So S plus V plus O is basic sentence pattern here. Now we have to concentrate on this object because the head word of this group of words is noun, that is books. So it is a noun phrase. But from hereafter, than to this one books, this is a clause, and you can understand that more books and they can buy books. This is a comparison. Therefore, this is a comparative clause, and it functions as modifier in the noun phrase. The short form of comparative clause is CCL. Now you have understood that even comparative clause can function as a modifier in a noun phrase. Now let's talk about one more example. They had the idea of when corona would start. Now in this example, this is subject, this is verb, and they had the idea, this is object, and noun phrase begins from determiner the, and here you see that this is noun phrase, and within this noun phrase, here you see that of when corona would start is a type of clause which is called a prepositional clause, which functions as post modifier in this noun phrase. So this example also shows that even prepositional clause can function as post modifier in a noun phrase. Now one more and the last example. Example 7. English The global language is taught across the world. Now, this is noun phrase and it functions as subject, or it is subject, and within this noun phrase you see that the global language, this is itself again is a noun phrase and it functions as post modifier in the noun phrase. So even noun phrase can function as post modifier in a noun phrase. So these all example show that various types of clauses and words can function as post modifiers in a noun phrase. I'm going to just review what we have learned today. See, prepositional phrase can function as post modifier, a relative clause function as a post modifier, adverb can function as post modifier, adjective can function as post modifier, comparative clause can function as post modifier, prepositional clause can function as a post modifier, and even noun phrase can function as post modifiers. I hope you have understood all post modifiers that function in the noun phrase. Thank you.